Do I think this unit is still a buy? Quick answer is yes, I do. So stick around and I'm going to tell you the reason why I think so. I acquired this pistol in 2017-ish. So I've had it for quite some time and I put thousands of rounds through this thing. I personally am a huge fan. I have a handful of other pistols, full size, concealed carry, and I think this is still very relevant today. First off, it's a great pistol. It's nice and slim. It shoots well. It's a Smith & Wesson also. I really enjoy shooting this pistol after having it, like I said, for thousands and thousands of rounds. I have the Smith & Wesson Shield 2.0 model. One thing I really like about this gun is just the overall size of it. It's nice, tight, compact, and very slim. Super easy to carry. When I bought it, and I'm sure still now, it came with an 8-round magazine and a 7-round magazine. So with the 7-rounder, it's nice, tight, compact. I can still grip it fully. My pinky hangs off a little bit. I prefer to run the bigger mag. It shoots great. If you are running the bigger mag, it is 8 capacity plus 1. I know that a lot of pistols nowadays have higher capacity, so maybe that is one of the drawbacks on this unit compared to some of the concealed carry firearms that you see nowadays. However, when you're comparing it to something like this is an HK P30 SK. Great pistol. Also a good conceal carry size. And this one is a much larger capacity here. But once you do get into the larger capacities versus an 8-round, and I'm not sure what the YouTube rules are right now, so I'm not going to go too deep into this, but as you can see, when you get into the larger round capacity, it is thicker and bows out more to make the staggered bullets fit in there, and thus making it a thicker pistol overall. So there's not really much you can do about that. If you want to greatly increase capacity, either you have to make the grip wider or the magazine longer. That's just the physics of it. So what I do really like about the Shield, when you're comparing it to some of the more modern to date ones like this or a SIG or whatever, there's nothing you can do about the geometry. And what I really like about the Smith is you can see how nice and slim and tight this whole unit is, making it more appealing for when you carry. It shoots great. It's been super reliable. I got this in about, like I said, 2017. As of shooting this, it is 2024. So roughly 7-ish years, shooting thousands of rounds. Never had a malfunction, always been reliable. The trigger, when I first got it, was a little gritty, but it has smoothed up quite a bit now when you're going to the take-up point, and it's a nice crisp break still. As you can see there, a little heavy, but again, it is more of a defensive unit, so it's not meant to be, you know, trigger break competition stuff. Here's a reset. So yes, I personally would say this in 2024, as of shooting this, is still a buy. At the time I got this in 2017, I paid around $500, and you know, with current pricing and inflation and all that, you can find these probably for $450 or $400 or even less. Excuse me. And depending on what week, what month you are looking at these things, Like I said, they've gotten much cheaper, and you might be able to find some rebates for certain ones. Again, this is the Smith & Wesson Shield 2.0. They also make a plus version. They make some that have optics cut, but the plus version will be a little bit wider as well. And the optics version, you know, will be cut here, milled here, and then once you have that optics plate on, it will raise your overall dimensions a little bit higher. So that's personal preference. Again, I got this thing a while back when people weren't really running optics cuts, red dots, all that stuff quite as much. So yeah, it's tried and true, very reliable, just straight up iron sights. And I think this thing is a buy if you can find it for $400 or less, or $450 or less, or even take advantage of some rebates that have been known to come in and out pretty frequently. I think this is a great find. You could even find some on the used market and get a great deal on one. I mean, there's been a lot of these produced for a reason, and they're still manufacturing them today. So in my opinion, I think this thing is a go. Also, if you do currently have a Shield and it's a 2.0, as you can see, the capacity is 8 plus 1. And I considered getting the plus to have a little more capacity. However, instead of buying a whole new firearm, you could look at something like this. So this is a magazine made by Terran Tactical. You can buy the whole mag or just the base plate, and it'll give you an additional 2 in the magazine, and it looks pretty sweet also. Honestly, doesn't add that much additional beef either, so it's still the same width, but as you can see, it's just a little bit longer where your fingers wrap around the front end. That's about it, really. I mean, there's not much of a difference there. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to bring you guys a long-term review of what I thought about this. I'm a huge fan of it, and I'm glad I got it. I think it's still relevant today. I think there's a lot of other really good options out there, but again, the reliability of it, it's a proven unit. It's still pretty modern other than not having an optics cut. The grip is very well done, kind of sandpapery, and it's about the same, if not better, than this HK right here, which I really like as well. It's just something more modern like this is beefier, particularly when you look at the width of it. And when you're concealed carrying, that's where you're really going to feel it is some of that bulk like poking out when it's concealed carry on you. So I've been running a soft holster. I have a lot of Kydex and other holsters, but I got this originally when I got the unit. A Kydex would be a little bit more slim, but this leather one that I got 7-ish years ago still holds pretty well. If I put it upside down, it will kind of start to slip out. But I run it on the inner waistband part where it's pressed against my body, and I've never had it slip out once. This particular one also has where you can put it through on the other side of belt, through a belt. There's a couple belt loop options here. I've never used it that way, although I do like that it has it, and I've always just clipped it on right here. But yeah, guys, I think the Smith & Wesson Shield 2.0 is still a go. There's a lot of other good options, but when you're comparing it to something similar, like maybe the SIG 365, those are a lot more expensive from what I've seen. I think they're all starting out $599 and up, unless it's an old model, or I don't know. I just think I think this is very closely compared to the 365 oftentimes, and you know, if you want to save an extra $100 or $200 or get a crazy deal, I think you can find these things for a fair price for sure. And so, yeah, guys, I hope that brought you a little more insight. I have really enjoyed it. I've carried it a lot. I've shot it a lot. I don't see any wear. Not even, sometimes you'll see it like right here on the end of the slide. You'll start to see kind of the silver where it starts to kind of the nitrate or coating or whatever starts to go away, and you see silver. I've never had a malfunction, just regular cleaning, nothing fancy, and it's been great for me personally. So yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. If you like videos like this, feel free to jump on board and subscribe. I have a lot more like this and a lot more coming down the road. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Feel free to jump on board and subscribe, like I said, and send me a like if you enjoyed content like this. It really helps grow the channel. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Take care.